I just wanted to give it a few more minutes to let anyone else that is going to be joining us today. In preparation for that, I just want to let everyone know that the session will be recorded today and made available for anyone that has interest in using this information to share with anyone within your organization. For those of us that are with us today, we ask that you use the Q&A function for any questions that you may have. And for anyone that's on the phone, we ask that you use the *3 to raise your hand, and we'll have a team member that's watching that chat and will assist with your questions. So we're going to give it a few more minutes and then we're going to get started. Thank you again for joining. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Nicholas, if we can have you change the slide for us. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I want to thank everyone for joining us here today. My name is Marcus Moore, and I'm the lead employer outreach specialist with the Fairfax County Department of Transportation, as well as the Fairfax County Commuter Services team. I've been with the department for about 16 years now. Over that period of time, I've had the opportunity to work with a number of employers, as well as build a great deal of relationships with their staff members and assisting them on finding commuting alternatives. We put this image up here today just to kind of give you a visual of what we deal with on a consistent basis, which is traffic congestion in our area. Essentially, the Fairfax County Commuter Services team, this is our job, to work with those businesses as well as their staff members to find alternative modes to combat traffic congestion. The good thing about these programs is that they provide a method in reducing the carbon footprint within Fairfax County. In addition, what's interesting about it is a large number of individuals who work within Fairfax County don't necessarily reside in Fairfax County. So these programs also assist with cross-jurisdictional travel, as well as reducing the single occupancy vehicle trips throughout the region. These programs also hold great value to both employers as well as their staff and individual commuters in the area. Some of the things that I like to kind of talk about in regards to these programs is that they can be customizable based on your situation. For those companies that have individuals that are coming from longer distances, we would suggest programs such as van pools. So we've had individuals in the past that are working within Fairfax that are coming from, for example, West Virginia, and they're taking a very long commute. So we will work with them to set up van pools in their situation. Also, for the employers, based on where your site is located and the services around you, we would create that package to kind of best suit your needs. So if you're on a rail or bus line, we would obviously come in and assist you in implementing those type of strategies. Then you also have financial savings, which are also available for both parties in the form of tax breaks, as well as the personal costs on down to the amount of funds that it costs for an individual to commute from home to work, or even the money that goes into the wear and tear on your vehicle, such as your replacing of tires, oil changes, and things of that nature. So when you take the opportunity to look at different things that you can do in your commute, even if it's for 1 or 2 days a week, it tends to be an overall savings for each individual as well as your company. And then lastly, you have the work-life balance, which we feel is very important, especially in these days and times. having the opportunity to either telework or take a different option and spend less time in traffic allows your staff to have more time with their families, which in turn allows you to have an employer that comes to work a little bit more refreshed, a little bit more enthused, and a little bit more productive. So these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today in our session and how they can bring value to your organization. Next slide, please. So this particular slide, I feel like is of great value because I'm sure as you join us today, you're wondering, what in particular this promotion and these programs can do for my company. One of the things that we stress highly when we're working with these employers is, when we have our opportunity to work with you, of course, we do a little bit of research in preparation for doing so. And in the process of doing this, we would take a look at your website and see what type of programs you offer under your benefits package. And what we found is that obviously in every case, there's a great deal of information about health benefits and dental benefits. But as I explained on the last slide, traffic is very, very big in this area. And this is something that we view when it comes to a benefit as well as transportation programs. So obviously they're not necessarily on the same level, but we look at it from the perspective that if you add these programs, you offer yourself the opportunity to be a little bit more competitive when you're trying to recruit and retain your staff members. So this cycle that we have on the slide here is pretty much the process, the ongoing process that we have as far as working with your employers and how it benefits you. So of course we start in the development cycle. So in this process, this is where we would come in and we would have a conversation with you to kind of identify your situation, kind of get a, your input on what you feel like your needs are and what you feel like will work best for your staff. If it's a situation where you would like to start a program on a short-term basis, you're able to do so. Or if you're interested in doing so on a long-term basis and jump straight into implementation, you're also able to do that. But ultimately, it's about creating that package and how it best fits you and what do you see that may be beneficial. And of course, we're going to offer our input as far as things that we've seen work in the past, which transitions on to the review process. Once these programs are implemented, we give ourselves the opportunity to take a step back and see what worked for you, see what type of things you felt like had success with your organization, see what type of things you feel as though may need tweaks. And in addition to that, it gives you the opportunity to get feedback from your staff members to see what most attracts them and what type of programs they would have the most interest in doing, which in turn turns to the attraction portion in which we look at it from the perspective, again, as you build up that package, you give yourself an opportunity to compete against individuals that are out there that may be looking for the same type of staff members that you are. But for those companies that have implemented transportation programs, you set yourself apart, which in turn goes to the retaining portion. And this is where we have had feedback from employers that we work with over the years that have notified us that these programs have helped us to retain their individuals, which in total is the thing that I think is of high importance for you companies. So as you join us here today, the question that we would like you to think about throughout this process and going forward is, would BWC recognition strengthen your recruitment and retention efforts? Next slide, please. So just to give you a little bit of background, our promotion has been around since 2010, and with the partnership of with the Center for Urban Transportation Research down in South Florida, we've recognized a number of different employers. You'll see a number of these employers scroll down the list, and I'd just like for you to take a look and see if there's anybody that you're familiar with. This promotion has been very near and dear to my heart as being someone, again, has been around so long. So I was here from the very beginning on to this point. So I'm very excited with the success we've had over the years. This program was, primarily created just solely for the purpose of having a local Fairfax County awards promotion where we had a great deal of control to come in and tweak this program to our liking with the purpose of recognizing Fairfax County organizations. The great thing about this program is in addition to the local recognition, it also provides national recognition where we can kind of give you all a pat on the back and share your successes with those all across the region and the nation. In the time that we've been promoting this strategy, we've had 122 employers recognized for this award, 6 of which were recognized as best sites in which we were working with property management organizations and recognize them for their sites and business locations in which they've implemented strategies such as capital bike share stations or shuttle services to the metro station. Over the years, we've had an average of about 10 awardees, which we're very excited about each year. And again, we bring you all in to receive your recognition in front of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors each year. One key thing that I would like to kind of stress as a takeaway is we're proud in the fact that we recognize companies of both large size as well as small size, which is very important to us because our motto is that every single program counts. So we don't specifically work with just large organizations on their programs. We recognize all parties. So this is one of the things that I want you to think about in the process of wondering whether your program qualifies or whether and if there's an interest in potentially implementing strategies that may make you eligible for the award. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have my two team members, Nicholas Robb and Teresa McMullen, are going to come on and join us, and they're going to give you a little bit more detailed information about the commuter strategies, as well as the BWC requirements, as well as the application process and the ease. So with that, I pass things over to Nicholas.
Thanks, Marcus. So again, my name is Nicholas Robb. I also work with the Fairfax County Commuter Services Employer Outreach Team along with Marcus. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the membership recognition benefits to becoming a Best Workplace for Commuter awardee, as well as some of the transportation programs that we with Fairfax County help you implement. So on this slide, you'll see the first one here is, as Marcus kind of mentioned too, this isn't just a regional or local award. Basically, this is also a national public recognition. So in addition to that, you get use of the Best Workplace for Commuters logo, which you'll be able to put on your social media platforms, and it's also promoted through the county's website as well, via Facebook and our website. So in addition to that, there's a plethora of networking opportunities. So as you're working with other companies that are also Best Workplace for Commuter awardees, you get the opportunity to meet with likewise companies, nonprofits, and other Best Workplace for Commuter awardees. In addition to that, Best Workplace for Commuters provides you with access to web conferences, online training as well, so you can get a little bit more information on commuter benefit programs that you might not already be offering to your employees that you could take advantage of as well. That also includes up-to-date commuter research and benchmarking tools, so you can get an idea of where your employees are commuting from as well. Lastly, one of the best benefits about this is if you're interested in this and you do apply for this award and get accepted, Fairfax County will cover the cost of your membership for the first 2 consecutive years. So this gives you an opportunity as a business or nonprofit community organization to see, is this a benefit to me being a member without having to put forth any financial footing. On this next slide, I'm going to kind of go through different transportation strategies that we specifically at Fairfax County will work with you to help implement if you or your organization does not already have these. And some of these, as I go through them, you might see, oh, well, we already have some of these, which is great. That helps us work with you so that when we're putting together a Best Workplace for Commuters application, it makes it a little easier for you to get the award. If you don't already have some of these in place, that's not a problem. It's something we can help work with you with. The first thing you'll see on here is the GIS mapping tool. FCCS just stands for Fairfax County Commuter Services, our team. And this is just one of the tools that we will use with you to help you understand where your employees and how your employees are commuting to work. For example, say we work with you, put together this map, and you can have an overall view of where your employees are commuting from. And for example, say there's 5 or 10 employees that are outside of the region that may not have access to public transportation, like connector bus or metro, for example. Well, one of the options then could be ride matching, carpool and van pool formation for these employees. And that's something else that we also help put together for your organization as well. We partner with a region-wide organization called Commuters Services based out of DC, and they host a region-wide ride matching database with tens of thousands of people that are signed up with it. It's a free program to sign up for, and we also have a member on our county staff that works with specific Fairfax County commuters. So this ride matching database, if you have employees that are looking for alternative ways to get to work, carpool or van pool, that'll help match them up and find them a ride to get to work. And that's something, again, that will help work with you if you don't already have something like that in place. To follow up with that, I'm sure many people are familiar with teleworking as of late. A lot of companies recently have started putting telework programs in place. And again, this doesn't have to be formal program. You could have an informal telework program, and that would still count as a transportation strategy that your organization or business is implementing. And I'll also touch on too, if you don't already have a telework program in place, that's something else we can help you get started as well. You'll see here our capital bike share. That's another transportation strategy that we will help work with you to implement too if your organization is interested in getting a capital bike share membership. Our team can work with you to fill out that application. That way your employees have access to the bike shares stations as well. If you're in a location such as Reston or Tyson's, for example, where there's multiple bike stations and employees could use those to get around just for lunch, for example. Lastly, I'm going to touch on the Smart Benefits Program Plus 50, which is a unique program to Fairfax County. This is my favorite because this one actually provides commuters and employees with free $50 Smart Trip cards. So we work with Washington Metro to basically provide the opportunity for people who have never tried transportation or public transportation before to do so with the use of a free $50 Smart Trip card. So the way that this works, I'll touch on is if you don't already have a transit benefit program in place, we can work with you to make that happen. But once that's in place, you'll be able to contact us and we'll be able to get you a number of plus 50 cards for the number of employees that you have that are interested in trying that out. So again, all of these strategies are things that we can work with your organization, nonprofit, business, what have you, to help implement if you don't already have some of these in place. And if you do, that's even better because my teammate Teresa in here in a minute is going to go over the actual best workplace for commuters application process. And in that process, you'll see that a lot of these strategies kind of come up as items that are qualifications for the awardee. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the presentation over to Teresa.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, I'm Teresa McMullen. I'm another member of the Commuter Services team in Fairfax County. And Nicholas and Marcus have described some of the commuter services that we evaluate and the benefits of becoming a Best Workplaces for Commuters awardee. But how do you actually get this award? How do you get this recognition? Well, that's my job today, is to share the fun part, helping you apply and get recognition for all the good things that your organization has been doing. Next slide. It's actually really easy to get the Best Workplaces for Commuters award. And I say it's easy because we work with you one-on-one to evaluate your programs and figure out exactly what it is you're doing and whether or not you're a good potential candidate. We work closely with the University of Southern Florida's Center for Urban Transportation Research, which I know both Marcus and Nicholas have mentioned, we work closely with them, and you do your application online. It generally takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes to complete it once you've worked with our team. It's our job to help you gain this recognition. We're always on the lookout for employers that are creating programs that offer benefits that reduce single occupancy vehicle trips and help us maintain the air quality in our region. We are honored to recognize the many opportunities that you as an organization create to make your employees' commute better. And we work with each individual company to fully understand what your transportation benefits are that you have to offer, and how they work together to create this environment that supports responsible commute options. Once our team member has talked with the appropriate representative in your organization, we ask a lot of questions about, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? And once we fully understand that you are a good potential candidate, we work one-on-one with you. We go through the application. We help you destigmatize some of the transportation jargon that's in the application so that you understand why we see you as a best workplaces for commuters. And we are looking for a minimum of 4 transportation related benefits that you have available to your employees. And that's how we get started to get you on our list and get that recognition. Next slide, please. The first thing we're looking for is your primary benefit, the very biggest thing that you do for your employees to make their commute life better. There are a number of these primary benefits: telework, both informal or formal, transit benefits, one of the things Nick was just talking about with that smart trip card, van pool benefits. Do you offer employees the opportunity to create van pools and offer an incentive or a way to do that? Pre-tax transit or van pool benefits. Compressed work week, parking cash outs, employee shuttles to and from transit, bicycle commuting programs, carpool benefits. We're looking for the thing that really makes you stand out so that we know, oh, okay, you've put a little bit of energy into creating a smart commute option for your employees. And then once we've identified this primary benefit, and I hope that you all are looking at some of these and realizing, oh, we have that, then we're just looking for 3 more commuter practices that support our goals. Next slide, please. So the secondary benefits, and again, we call them benefits. These are benefits that you provide to your employees. The secondary benefits, we simply need 3 more. We're looking for 3 other things that you might do. Now, there are just a few listed on this slide, but on the application, there are over 35 options. We chose to put up here just a few of them that we commonly see when we're talking to a business or an organization. So out of the 3 more that you need, Fairfax County provides the first 2. We are what's called a TMA, a Transportation Management Association. So you as a Fairfax County employer are automatically part of a TMA through our umbrella. We serve as that and provide access to commuter assistance programs for you. You are also automatically a member of the Guaranteed Ride Home program. And this is a program that Nicholas had just mentioned. We work with Commuter Connections and provide this guaranteed ride home for employees who take transit or alternative commute options to get to and from work every day, so that if they have an emergency, they can find a way home quickly and easily. So those first 2 you'll already have. You have them because you are a Fairfax County employer. So then we're looking at your building, we're looking at amenities that might be available on your campus. We are trying to figure out things that you provide. Is there bike storage on site, electric vehicle charging stations? Do you offer flex time or a compressed work week? Are there on-site amenities that reduce single occupancy vehicle trips during the day? You know, do you have restaurants on, or a cafe or a deli in your building or right adjacent to your building? Do you have banking on site or a fitness center with showers, which then supports the idea of being able to do what we call active commuting, walking or bicycling, because people have a way to come back and clean up before their workday. In any case, there are just so many, so many opportunities, and we're just looking for a minimum of 3, and we give you 2. So most of the employers that we work with find that they have many more. You're probably doing much more than you realize. Next slide. Once you've worked with our team member and submitted your application, it usually takes the awards committee a week or 2 to respond to your application. And then you're on the list. And we have the great honor of recognizing your organization at an award ceremony, as both Nicholas and Marcus have mentioned, in front of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. And the Center for Urban Transportation Research also recognizes you at the national level through press releases and other events. So we look forward to helping you make sure your organization gains the applause for the work that you do. And now I know we are ready to answer some questions. I saw one that came in on our Q&A, but I'm going to pass this off to Marcus to get us started.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Nicholas. So as Teresa mentioned, we're at the Q&A portion. So at this moment, we would ask if anyone has any questions to feel free to add those to the Q&A chat, and we'll begin to answer those. All right. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like we have one already to begin. So we're a very small company with only 5 employees. Are we still eligible for this recognition?
I can grab that one, Marcus. Sorry. Absolutely. A small organization is just as important to our process as anyone else. We enjoy honoring anyone whose organization or company is doing the things that make you a good commute partner in the region. And we're not concerned about what size you are, because we want to recognize all the good things you're doing, no matter what size your organization is.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, another question. Do we have to pay anything for this recognition?
Yeah, I can answer that. So the cost for the first two consecutive years, once you're awarded, is completely covered by Fairfax County Commuter Services. So you don't have to worry about any fees for the first 2 years of your membership. After that, I believe it's like $250 annually. But for the first 2 years, it's completely covered, and that gives you that opportunity to see if this membership is worthwhile to you, and all the benefits that I mentioned are something that you can take advantage of as well.
Thank you. And to add to that, for those of you, just for the sake of an example, when you implement certain strategies, there's really minimal cost or no cost at all. In a situation that a company is looking to implement a commuter benefits program, it can be done on a pre-tax basis, in which your staff members are able to take those funds out of their paychecks pre-tax to cover their transit costs. And you know, the availability of those funds have rise over the years. So when you're looking at these programs, we will also, you know, want to make it a point to take into consideration that, you know, a lot of these are at no cost, which can still be very beneficial to your organization. Okay, so we're going to look and see if we have any more questions here. Okay, I think we have one here. It says, we've been teleworking more than coming to the office. Do we still qualify?
All right, I'll start again. Yeah, absolutely. Teleworking is one of our best strategies for keeping vehicles off the road and reducing congestion and maintaining our air quality. telework is considered a primary benefit. So if your company has started teleworking during the pandemic and are continuing to telework after, or if they have always done telework as part of your workplace life, then obviously, yes, that's a wonderful benefit to use as your primary benefit for the Best Workplaces for Commuters Award.
Thank you. So I'm checking the Q&A here, and I don't think there's any more questions. Feel free to add anything if you want. And
in the chat, actually, Marcus.
I'm sorry?
There's actually another question that was put into the chat section.
Okay.
Hold
Let me
on.
see here.
We are a nonprofit organization. Can we qualify?
Yes, absolutely. Nonprofits, employers, and we have the hospital systems too, like Inova hospitals, nonprofits like Mount Vernon that are also Best Workplace for Commuter awardees. So any organization that has employees that's in Fairfax County can definitely take advantage of this award program. And so, reach out to us and we'll work with you to see what transportation services you're already currently offering. But no, there's no disqualification if you're a nonprofit or a community organization.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to look and see. Let me see. I don't see any others. But as we get to this point, I guess we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. I would say, just for any employers that are, maybe thinking about this or wondering whether their organization qualifies, I would just encourage you all to reach out. Our contact information is listed here on the slide. Also, you see pictures of our ceremony. Like I said, we've done this for a number of years. We're very, very proud of, the successes that this has had, but more importantly, we're proud to have contributed to the implementation of a great deal of, commuter strategies that have helped so many people in our region. And this is something that our team is trained to do, and this is something that we are very excited, to kind of come out and work with you on and educate you on, should you have interest. So I would definitely encourage you again to reach out to us if you have any interest. And on behalf of the Fairfax County Department of Transportation and the Fairfax County Commuter Services team, we're going to, wish you a great rest of your day.